I do an awful lot of builds based primarily on damage, so I thought it would be fun to experiment with one which is mostly about AC. We're still going to be doing damage numbers here because the damage is still actually a lot better than you'd think, but generally speaking, this is more about your sheer tankability, the ability to just wade into combat and not suffer because of it. Better yet, you can give this ability to your allies thanks to the subclass that we are using. So, come with me, and you'll be in a world where AC is really high. That's it. Come on. For this build, we are starting with the Warforged because they have +1 to AC, just because. We love that for us. They also get better sleeping and a few other things, but mostly it's the +1 AC. We're going to go for the Rest Warden background, which I think is from Crooked Moon. It is from Crooked Moon, thank you. We're going to actually put 1 point in Strength, Constitution, and Charisma here, which is something I don't often do, which means that our stats are a nice and easy 16, 8, 16, 8, 8, 16. Nice and simple. We know what we're about. The reason we're going for the Rest Warden background is because it gives us the Grave Keeper feat. This gives us an extra use of Channel Divinity, which is always handy. Our Channel Divinity is going to be something we can use, obviously, and I think getting an extra one of a really limited resource is just kind of tasty. It's also kind of fitting if you're going for a paladin who, respects the dead. Speaking of paladins, we're going paladin, obviously. You can take whatever traits you want as your core traits. We obviously get Lay on Hands at level 1 as well. Spellcasting at level 1 as well. The spells that you take are entirely up to you, but the main one that we're going to be using for this build is Shield of Faith, which gives us a +2 to our AC. And we're going to be using Weapon Masteries, Longsword Sap, and I've got Automatic Rifle for slow because I don't really care about the other one. You could take a rifle if your DM allows you, though. That sounds pretty fun. At this point, our damage is just 7.5, but the main thing is that our AC is 24 at level 1, assuming you have plate armor and a shield. Plate armor might be asking a lot, and that's fine, but you're still going to be looking at a fairly solid AC rating generally. This is not with the shield spell. We do not need to shield to have that. If you wanted to take Magic Initiate as your starting feat, this would obviously be an AC of 29 periodically, which is impossible to hit for a level 1 enemy without a crit. It's basically impossible to hit, so that's not bad. Level 2, we're going to take a couple of things. We're going to take the fighting style of the defense fighting style because it boosts our AC by another 1 up to 25. One thing I forgot to mention actually is we are using the Grim Hollow Tower Shield for this build, which is a +3 to AC, but you lose 10 feet of your movement speed. You can wield these without the advanced weapon proficiency, and this isn't a weapon technically either. Let me find it. Here we go. The Tower Shield gives you a +3 to your AC. You can actually use your action to set it down to gain 3/4 cover, but your speed becomes 0 during that time, and you need a strength of at least 15 with your speed being reduced by 10 feet even when you are wielding it. So I appreciate this is asking a lot from the equipment side of things, but even with a standard shield giving a +1, we're still looking at relatively safe ACs to say the least. And it's just fun to imagine this absolute hulking guardian of a paladin, clad in plate mail, made from metal itself, with this enormous tower shield and a longsword in hand. Just fits, you know? At level 2, we also get our Paladin Smite, which lets us add an extra 2d8 to our damage. I can't remember what Paladin Smite does. Yeah, it is 2d8. So our damage hops up to 16.5 with just the 1 attack, and again, we are very hard to hit. Level 3, we are going to take our subclass. We also get Channel Divinity, which is nice. Our subclass is going to be the Oath of the Guardian from the Cthulhu by Torchlight book. This is one of the coolest paladins in my opinion. It's certainly the best one at tanking, but not just for you. This is about being hard to hit and making your friends hard to hit too. You actually get Shield of Faith for free here, so you can swap that spell out, and you get Alarm as well. Later on you get Lesser Restoration, Warding Bond, Beacon of Hope, Protection from Energy, Death Ward, Guardian of Faith, Greater Restoration, and Raise Dead. So let's talk movement speed, because at this point we have a 20-foot movement speed, which isn't great, but the good news is you can, as a reaction at this point, if a creature is hit within 30 feet of you, you can take a reaction and expend a use of your Channel Divinity to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space within range of the triggering attack to become the target of the attack. This does mean that you take the damage, is my understanding of this, although you might rule it that because your AC is likely higher, it's not going to hit. It doesn't say anything about this. Unfortunately, as much as I like a lot of the Cthulhu by Torchlight stuff, the wording on it it feels rushed in a lot of places, which is a real shame. Also, at level 3, you can mark a creature if you attack them, which basically gives them a disadvantage on attack rolls against anyone other than you, and it also makes it harder for them to move away from you. Doesn't do anything for our damage, but it is fun, so we're still at 16.5. Level 4, we're going to get our strength to 17. We're going to take Shield Master, which lets us, as part of our attack action, bash them with a shield to potentially knock them prone, which gives advantage for us and a bunch of other people as well. We can also reduce the damage we take from dex saves, and given how awful our saves are going to be, that's not a bad thing. You do still need to succeed on the saving throw, but, you know. Level 5, we get extra attack, which is obviously a little bit more damage, bumps us up to 24. Doesn't do anything for our AC, but it's not the end of the world. We also get a Faithful Steed, which means that theoretically our lower movement speed no longer matters, which is good. And it also gives us access to second level spells. I quite like Prayer of Healing for a quick short rest, but it is up to you what you decide to take. Level 6, we get our Aura of Protection. This gives us the ability to boost your saving throws equal to your charisma modifier, which is very, very good, to say the least. Aura of Protection's a banger, honestly. Great feature. Level 7, we get Guarding Presence. Guarding Presence is, as a bonus action, you can choose creatures within 5 feet of yourself, up to a creature's number equal to your charisma modifier, which is 3, so up to 3 other creatures, which is most parties. Each of those creatures can use your AC instead of its own AC, as long as it remains within 5 feet of you, or until you have the incapacitated condition. You can do this as many times as you want. It basically allows you to walk around as a literal tank in favor of your friends and foes, which is really hard to play like that, but incredibly cool. Also, we get Inspiring Defense. This gives us the ability to attack twice whenever we make an opportunity attack. We can also, as well as that, creatures under the effect of your Guarding Presence can also attack twice. So this turns the whole group into an opportunity attack machine. If you have a monster hunter in your party, they are going to adore this feature. To keep in line with that opportunity attack theme, at level 8, we're going to boost our strength up to 18, and we're going to now be reliably making 2 reaction attacks because we're going to take Sentinel. As long as somebody is hit during your turn, you can hit them twice back in response, which means that our damage jumps up to 43, which is very tasty. Level 9, we will get 3rd level spells. I like a few of them. Crusader's Mantle is definitely a great one, but Invoke the Amaranthine is also very good. Let's go over what they do. If you use Crusader's Mantle, it's going to boost everyone's damage, but it means that your AC will be 1 point lower. If you use Invoke the Amaranthine, this is a bit like the Divination Wizard feature. Takes 10 minutes to cast this and lasts 24 hours. It's from the Humblewood campaign setting. You roll 2 d20s and record what you roll, and for each dice you choose either attack roll, skill check, or saving throw. You can choose each one as many times as you want, and then for the next 24 hours, if an enemy or ally rolls within 60 feet of you, you can swap the number. It's a fantastic spell, and it fits really, really well with this, because if you get a low roll, you can make it a saving throw. If you make a high roll, you can also make it a saving throw. If it's a 20, you can make it an attack. It's great. You don't have to decide until you've rolled the numbers, is the way that I read that spell. So it's good stuff. Along with that, we also get Your Foes. This allows us to potentially scare our friends, which is pretty good. Not angry about that. If you do go for the Crusader's Mantle one here, your damage output goes up to 53, otherwise you're still going to be stuck at 43, but it's not a bad thing. Level 10, we get Aura of Courage. This gives you and your allies immunity to frightened, which is handy. Level 11, we get Radiant Strikes. This lets us add an extra d8 to all of our attacks, which means that our damage goes up to 61 if we're not using Crusader's Mantle, and 71 if we are using it. Level 12, another good reason to go for the Warforged species if you have the Exploring Eberron book, is because you can take Juggernaut Plating. This allows us to boost our strength to 19, and it also means that our armor basically can't be targeted by stuff, but more importantly, any critical hit against you just becomes a normal hit, which is a very cool little boost. Level 13, we get our 4th level spells. The 4th level spell I would recommend here is Sanctum of the Shepherd. This is from Crooked Moon. As long as you and your mates stay within the sphere while you take your long rest, when you wake up, you all get a +1 AC until the spell ends, which is 24 hours after it is cast. +1 AC is obviously quite good, and it means that even if creatures aren't staying within 5 feet of us, they're still getting a bit of an AC boost. Huge fan of that spell from a defensive standpoint. Level 14 we get Restoring Touch, which allows us to cure some conditions with our healing hands, but not much otherwise. Level 15 we get Ward of the Guardian. If a creature that you've marked reduces an ally to 0 hit points and doesn't kill the ally outright, you can take a reaction to have the ally drop to 1 health instead, and the ally can then make a reaction melee attack against the creature. You can do this a number of times equal to your charisma modifier, which is, it's a nice little feature. Level 16, I'm going to suggest taking Iron Hero. This is a 2-point boost to our AC if you're fighting creatures with a higher CR than your level, and it gives you a few other cool things as well, including the ability to interrupt legendary resistance, legendary actions. But again, as I say every time I talk about this feat, please ensure you talk to your DM about the specifics of this one, because there is no limit to this outside of taking your reaction to interrupting. I would suggest making it within melee range, but talk to your DM. Level 17, we get some more spells. I like Circle of Power and Bone Cage here. Bone Cage gives a bunch of temp health equal to the number of corpses around you. It's a little dark, but you know, that's fine. And Circle of Power is another concentration effect, but it gives you and your allies advantage against stuff. Saving throws, specifically. Level 18, we get our Aura Expansion, which boosts our Aura up to a 30-foot emanation, which is nice. Level 19, I would maybe take the Boon of Recovery here, choosing Charisma or Con. Either or is fine. And level 20, we get the Guardian Angel feat. AC is 26 at this point, by the way, assuming you've gone for all the defensive stuff, or your damage can be 75 if you're going for the offensive stuff, unless you're pumping a larger spell slot into the Divine Smite, in which case that could obviously be up to 3d8 higher, which is an average of 13.5 more damage. So 88.5, assuming no magical weapons. Anyway, Guardian Angel is the capstone feature here. As a bonus action, you get to take on a big old cool form for a minute by expending a level 5 slot. Your Guardian Presence becomes a 100-foot emanation, and any creatures within your emanation can use your AC. On each of your turns, if you have no uses of Channel Divinity left, you can gain one, and you can use Ward of the Guardian without taking a reaction once each round. When you do so, you can't use it again until the start of your turn. Guardian Presence, in case you've forgotten, is the AC boost. The Ward of the Guardian is the level 15 feature, which lets you bring someone back to life, basically. They do have to be marked, remember. You have to mark the creature for that to take effect, so you would need to be getting in and getting around, but it's not bad either way, and the constant Channel Divinity is just very, very strong. So yeah, 26 AC, 75 damage per turn average. It's really not about the damage, but it's nice to have access to that, and on top of that, you're obviously a paladin, so you can heal a lot. You've got your lay on hands, you've got spells to heal as well, and that's assuming you've, for some reason, only taken the spells I've suggested instead of everything else you could have taken. That's it. It was fun to do a defense or an AC build instead of a pure damage one. Although, from a mathematical standpoint, I do enjoy the damage builds a bit more. But yeah, if you're looking to play just a literal tank that can also turn into a tank for your friends, this is the way to do it. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you're all doing well and you continue to do well, and I will see you... Oh wait, like and subscribe. I'm so bad at this. Anyway, I'll see you whenever I next see you. Goodbye.